Swear that little bump of ground wouldn't have anything for him to eat on it. Must be something they like up there. All three are does. It's kind of funny, now that hunting season is over. Those ones wouldn't have mattered anyway. You can't shoot them unless they got antlers. Good morning, folks. So, today, nothing much exciting happened. It was a day of just rummaging through stuff and trying to get rid of it and haul stuff to the dump. And the new folks are moving in today. I had to get everything out of there, and we made it, but barely. Like I say, there's still stuff in the yard. There's, well, not really so much in the yard, but around the yard. Okay, how come? Oh, I gotta get you off this tripod. Hold on a minute. I like that sign. Anyway, the new folks started moving in today, and we had to have everything out. We were hoping to have had it out quite a while ago, but it hasn't happened. Oh man, that's going to be pretty. I might have to give up again and put this back onto the time lapse. Look at here. View out the window. Holy smokes. Anyway, today is the 21st. We told them we'd be out by the 1st. Look how that's turning pink already. Told them we'd be out by the 1st, and we were, but there's still a lot of junk in the yard and whatever, and kind of still is. There's some metal that, metal scrap has gotten to be so expensive to buy that I really don't want to get rid of it. I need to go through it though and see what's worth keeping and what's not, and it's just a lot of stuff. You don't really need it right now, but I will need it eventually, more than likely. And to buy that stuff to replace it is really expensive. So I don't really want to just throw it away and just have to buy it again. Poor folks got poor ways. If I had a lot of money, I'd just throw it away and don't worry about it until I need it, and then I'd buy it again. But that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It really don't. So that's why we have mountains of crap that we don't need. And I need to kind of get out of that mindset, I guess, because it's really too much. And some of that stuff I probably never will use and ever, but a lot of it, as soon as I get rid of it, I'll need it. Well, this has been a very strange year, we've been back and forth to Missoula and Hamilton, geez, dozens of times. Cindy's had doctor troubles and things, and I don't want to really get into that, but it's been a very stressful year in that way, very expensive year, just in the amount of gas we've spent doing this, and it's taken up more time than I ever expected. Between that and work, I hardly got to the mountains at all. I never did get back to work on my snow rat, and it's still sitting in there. I still want to have that done, but here it is. Today is the November 21st, and the wolf trapping season opens December 1st. There is no way I'm going to have that done in time. And I do want to have some traps out by the 1st, possibly the 2nd. I just found out we got to go back to Missoula. I think Cindy said the 3rd. And by law, you have to check your traps every 72 hours in Idaho or sooner. 72 hours is the maximum time. So if I put out traps on the 1st, the 3rd would be my trap check day. If we're in Missoula, I can't do that. So I probably won't have them out the 1st. I'm thinking maybe shoot for the 2nd, which is still plenty of good time. But if the weather holds, I can get back there with my pickup truck. There's a little bit of snow up on top of the pass, but there's not on the back side where I've been trapping. I don't think there's much, if anything. And I want to get back there and get my traps set for wolves, and that's the only thing I really have a lot of interest in trapping, and I haven't had any time for beaver or nothing else. And beaver, kind of a strange deal there. They're excuse me, they're one of the very last furs to prime up. And if you're not a trapper, maybe you don't know what prime is, but that's when their fur is the best, when it's the thickest and worth the most. And they don't do that until spring. But the trouble is, in the spring is their breeding time also, and so they're fighting and whatnot, and they'll have a lot of holes in them from biting each other, bite marks and things, and the fur is good, but if you wait till later spring, late winter, I guess I should say, is when their best time is. Spring is, they're starting to go back the other way, but their best trapping for them is late. I've always started them pretty much first. The fur isn't as good, but the beaver castor, the scent glands, is great for trapping lure, and the meat is, everything likes beaver meat. I mean, I can catch about any predator using beaver meat, and it's funny. I've put beaver carcasses and things on bear baits. Even the deer and elk go over there and check it out. They don't eat it, but they like the way it smells, and it's just really good stuff. So if I start out catching beaver, then it gives me bait and lure enough for everything else throughout the year. And beaver trapping season's been open for a while. I haven't got anything set. I haven't had any time at all, and I still don't. So it's been a very strange year between, like I said, too busy at work, too busy with doctor appointments and things, and now too busy with moving. Man. It seems like this year just kind of flew by, and then in other ways, it just took forever to get on by. I'm hoping that starting now, things will be a little bit better. I still have, over there at the fairgrounds, I still have my old Willys pickup to get out of there. I got a big pile of lead that I cast into bullets and that kind of thing. I wish YouTube would let me show that. It's so stupid. The melting lead and pouring it into a bullet mold, I might get away with. I don't know. That is manufacturing of ammunition, which is illegal as far as YouTube rules go. They might allow that. I don't know. I'm not showing how to make it shoot out of a gun. I'm just showing how to make the lead bullets. I don't know. That might be okay. But I can't show reloading. I can't show anything like that. Dave Morelli, he's a gunsmith. He's good at it, and he's a retired cop. He's very careful with his guns, very knowledgeable, and they have given him more trouble about that kind of thing. He likes to build rifles and stuff, and Got to be very careful what he shows, because you can't show the manufacturing, modification, or a lot of the use even of guns and ammo. So I keep telling him, there's lots of things to talk about. You don't have to show that. I've got a lot of guns and things I'd like to show off too, and I do once in a while. I can get away with it maybe once in a while, but once you're on their radar, it kind of seems like it's hard to get off again. So that sunset, so far, it's kind of petered out again. It's turned more gray. There is a little hint of orange down lower, though. I don't know if the camera will pick it up or not. Right there. That's what it looks like in real life. The camera colors don't always pick it out quite right, but I don't know. If that whole sky turns red here in a minute, I'll abandon you and we'll watch that. I got nothing to talk about really anyway today. But like I say, nothing interesting happened today. It's just kind of more of the same, and I'm afraid it's going to be that way for a little bit yet. I got to get all my traps and trapping stuff out of there, which really shouldn't take me that long. My first shed is full of junk. I haven't even looked in there yet. I needed to get everything out of the house itself and the yard so they could move in. Oh yeah, it's turning pink up that direction too. Oh, look at this. Yeah, well, folks, I'm going to have to put you on the tripod. We'll watch the sun go down. Better than me rambling anyway, but this is going to be kind of pretty. Window's dirty. Looks like UFOs, doesn't it? That's something else. You know, I don't know. I don't get some folks talking about last couple of videos, talking about that giant space rock and the UFO theories and, stuff like that. Yeah, it's kind of silly stuff, but it's a lot better than watching me haul off garbage. And I don't know, some folks got kind of upset about those videos. I had a couple. Oh man, that's pretty. I had a couple of them that usually there's one guy, just one guy that gives me thumbs down on every video. And I had like 3 or 4. Anyway, I'm going to switch you over to this before the sun goes down. But thanks for watching, folks, and see you tomorrow. Enjoy the sunset. Bye. Yes, indeed. That's pretty. A lot better than listening to me babble. This direction over here is pretty too.